Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Action Fernip, and this is my draft analysis for Season 6 of the CPC. So last season I was in the D-League for, I think they're Season 2, but it was during the CPC Major Season 5, but I did win the D-League. So now I'm in the Majors for Season 6, which is pretty hype. Me and a few other coaches from the D-League did get moved up. I think the other ones were Jacko, Zamcro, I think Turbo, maybe. Did Turbo get moved up? He might have. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. It was like Jacko, Zamcro. I think L5 is what I'm thinking of. I don't think it was Turbo. And then maybe one more. Maybe that was it. It might have just been me and them three. But yeah, I'm in the majors now, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to try to make this video, like, actually pretty short. Not like, I'm trying to make it short, but not really that short. It ends up being like 20, 25 minutes. I'm going to make it like less than 15, maybe even 10 if I'm like really quick. So, so this is a snake draft, like how most drafts work now. It's points. We have 120 as a total, and and the relatively standard amount of points for each mon. It's pretty common now in leagues, so you should be used to that. So I had the last pick of the first round, so the 16th pick, but that does mean that I do get a wheel, so it means I get to pick 2 Pokemon at a time. We have to pick, I think, somewhere from 9 to 12 Pokemon. I was planning to get 11. I just always like 11. I think 11's a good mon. 11's a good amount of mons. 10 is a little bit too low, and I don't think 12 is really worth the amount of Pokemon you're getting. I think 11's a good balance of getting a lot of Pokemon while still getting good value Pokemon. So yeah. So first pick on the 16th pick overall in the last pick of the first round, I got Garchomp here. So Garchomp's a great boy. You've seen it used before. It's a good boy, to put it simply. Rocks are cool, and this will be one of my Z Pokemon. And the rules for Z users are you get one of like any Pokemon to be a Z user, and then any Pokemon that's less than 10 points, so 9 or less, you can make a Z user. And I believe both are super Z users, so I can run like Z Sandstorm in this. So that's pretty cool. And also like Z Outrage or whatever. So it's just a powerful mon, good wall breaker. Could be good win con with like sub SD or like Scarf. It's a beast. So next we got Thundy to go along with that in the wheel. I just got a good offensive start to my team in that first wheel selection there. Thundy is a great mon. Gives me some more speed. Adds some nice speed to my team at 111. So I have something already at outspeed 100 and something at outspeed 110. So I already have a pretty fast team. Thundy's just really powerful. It hits hard, nasty plot, agility, all kinds of setup. It's a beast. I'm using Thundy, or was using Thundy T for the second half of the NPL season 8. But I'm using Thundy I now. I've never really used Thundy I in the past. I used it in like one league. I forget what it's called, but that league like fell after like 6 weeks. So I didn't have Thundy on my team for too long. But yeah, Thundy I is a cool mon. I've always wanted to try out and use it. So this will be a fun chance there. So in the next wheel pick, I got Heatran. At least in the first part of the wheel. So Heatran's another cool mon. I haven't really used much in the past, but he gets rock, so second rocker on the team already. And with Garchomp being quad weak to ice, I wanted to add some more Pokemon being quad weak to stuff. So Heatran being quad weak to ground kind of makes it tricky to carry coverage and hidden powers and stuff. So it's just a nice mon, and also can sponge fire hits, which is nice because I don't have a super fire weak team, but still it's just nice. Flash fire is good. It's a good steel type, but I don't love it being my only steel type just because it is quad weak to ground, so it's not the best fairy answer because if fairy types run like Earthquake or Hidden Power Ground or something, then Heatran's not the best check. Shuka and Air Balloon are a thing, but like still, it's a little bit tricky. But Heatran's a cool mon, hits hard, it's got good bulk, it's a nice mon there. So in the second part of the wheel, I got Reuniclus. So Reuniclus, yet again, it's another mon. Most of the mons on this team are mons that like I haven't really used much or at all before, that I've wanted to use, and that I am using now. So this is a pretty fat boy. It's a nice bulky psychic. It's pretty underrated or maybe overrated, probably depending on who you ask. But it's a good calm mind sweeper. Just a good annoying mon and prep to deal with. Magic Guard makes this thing really nice, and it's not a fat set of mon that can just be toxic and then just weaken down and beaten, because Magic Guard's great. Or it has like the regen set too, which is a good set. And this thing just hits hard. Trick Room is great, and it's a beast. So next we got Klefki. So this is a cool boy. Adds spikes to my team. Adds a fairy type too. Adds a second steel type. I was debating between this and some other steel types for like a secondary steel, like Kartana or I think I was considering Lucario, which I do have in the major PL right now, and I love it. But I didn't want to go Luke again. I wanted to change it up, and I felt like Klefki was such a nice fit on this team. It's nice to set up dual screens for stuff like set up Garchomp or set up Fundy, or also for some later mods on the team, which I'll get into. Having screens up for them is nice, or having just support, or even setting up some weather. Like it gets sunny day and rain, and yeah, sunny day and rain dance. Does not get the other two weathers, but it's still having those could be nice for some later mons on my team. And Klefki's just a great support mon. Gets T-Wave and stuff. I don't think it gets taunt. Let me double check. Does it? No taunt, sad face, but it does get like switcheroo and some other good moves, and it has a nice typing there. So next we got Diggersby, which I'm not going to talk about much because I'm actually trading Diggersby. I've drafted it. It's a cool mon. It's a good wall breaker and stuff. But after I drafted it, I actually was talking to someone. It was I believe his name is just A12. That's what people call him. So I was talking to him because he really likes this mon. He always drafts it apparently, and he really wanted it. So he offered me a trade that we were trying to do during the draft. We then later could not because it's not legal to do that trade, but after the draft we're doing a trade, so I believe I'll have Diggersby for my week 1 matchup. After that I'm going to have set Alolan Marowak, which is a pretty cool mon, pretty good mon. The reason I didn't like having Diggersby on this team so much is because it adds another ice weakness. It adds my 3rd at the time, and then I was going to want to add a grass type later, which I did do, so adds eventually a 4th ice weakness, which I didn't like. So I'm adding Marowak, which does add a 3rd ground weakness. But I mean, Klefki can always run like the Air Balloon Magnerise set, so it's not as susceptible of a ground weak mon. And also, I have some decent ground checks. But Marowak's a nice mon. Gives me a mon that is immune to electric, which I mean Garchomp is, and Fundy is not immune though, so Fundy's not a great check there. It doesn't have Volt Absorb or anything, so it's not a good switch into Volt Switch there. And Garchomp's decent, but it's quite weak to Ice, which I don't like. So it's not a great check to offensive Pokemon that are Electric type. So Marowak is a better check there. Still not a great one, but it does at least have the immunity to Electric, which is great, and it's a great wall breaker. It hits so hard, and with the Trick Room support from my my Reuniclus, that could be really helpful there too. So it's just a nice wall breaker. I'm glad to have Marowak on the team, at least starting from week 2. Also does give me my 3rd and sadly my final rocker, but I do at least have Spikes on Klefki, which are another good hazard. So I'm okay with having 3 rockers. I feel like that's like the minimum, but I also have a Spiker, so I'm fine with that. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is I do default with Fundy and with Klefki, so that's nice, as Klefki does now get default in this gen. So next we got Umbreon, a good bulky pivot support mon. It's great. It's fat. You've seen it. I have it in the major PL right now, and it's great. It's nice building around with it. It's just so fat, and like, oh, I don't have a check to this mon. Oh wait, Umbreon's a pretty good switch in. So Umbreon's just really helpful. It's so fat. Foul Place is such a nice move. I can pass Wishes and maybe even pass like Curse and stuff, and it's just a great mon. It's a very good boy. So next we got Mega Medicham. I was considering picking this up on the same wheel as with Klefki, but I thought I could wait a little bit longer, and I got Diggersby, which is not staying for long. But I got this mon here, as Medi is such a beast. This thing hits so hard. Great wall breaker. I have this Garchomp and Marowak. So physical walls are not going to be doing too well versus Medi. They'll be getting broken immediately, and then even do have some like hard hitting special mons like my Reuniclus and like my Fundy too. So not like I don't have any good especially offensive mons, but Medi is such a beast. I mean, you've seen it in the past. It just with other people using it. Gypsy has it this season in the NPL, and he's doing well with that. I mean, and his other mons, but still, this thing it's really hard to switch into it. It gets Fake Out, Bullet Punch, lots of coverage, amazing coverage, and it's a beast. I used it in like the March Madness 2017. That was when I went pretty far in that. I went 4-0 in the bracket play or in the pool play. So that was a good team. That was like a broken draft. It was really good though. But Medi's a beast. So next we got Floatzel, which is my 2nd and my final Z Pokemon. So this is a cool mon to use Z moves because it was my only mon. It was like one of my only viable mons under 10 points to use Z moves. My only options were Umbreon, Floatzel, Tangela, and my Articuno. I ended up going with Floatzel though, just because Floatzel I feel like is best, and Articuno is cool, but Floatzel I think is a good like sweeper or better breaker, and I feel like it's gonna be more useful to have Z moves on that. But Floatzel's a cool mon. It's one I've wanted to try for a while. Its offense is pretty good. It's got 105. Then even its special attack is 85, which is more than viable there. It has 115 speed, so it does raise the high speed on my team, which is nice. I wanted something faster than Thundy, and I'm glad I got that. Floatzel is just a beast, though. It gets not the best coverage, but still just decent. Like, it's something. It gets Aqua Jet, so add some priority on my team, which I didn't have much of. Like, I have this Medi, and then that's about it. Because I don't have Diggersby anymore, so not a lot of priority on this team. But I do have some. I do have it in some places, and at least where I need it. I feel, but it's a cool mon. I can even work with Klefki to set up a rain dance for Floatzel to work in the rain with a Swift Swim here. It's a good mon. It's powerful. It is a beast, and I'm excited to use it. So next we got Tangela, another mon I've wanted to use for a while. This thing is fat. Like, it takes hits. Look at that defense, and then that times 1.5. Well, that plus like being having some EVs in there to help boost up the defense, and then that times 1.5. So it takes hits pretty well. It's a nice bulky grass type. It's like Tangrowth, but even fatter sometimes, and it's a lot cheaper than Tangrowth. Tangrowth is like 12 points. This is 4, and also you can get Tangela a lot later. Also, the same thing as Floatzel. I can work with Klefki with the weather. Like, Klefki gets Sunny Day. This thing has Chlorophyll. I'll probably be running like the regen mainly, but Chlorophyll is like a viable little set if I wanna be offensive and catch people and just catch people off guard. It's a powerful mon, and it's a good boy. So next, I've been saying that a lot, but it's just fat. And the last mon here, we got Articuno, another mon just like most of my team that I've not used at all, and I want to try it out. It's a cool mon. Freeze Dry is such a good move. Like, water types are such a good switch into to offensive ice types, but not with Freeze Dry. Its only flying stab is Hurricane, so I'm gonna have to run like Hidden Power, Flying, or Air Cutter a lot because Hurricane's a bad move. Maybe if I run like a rain team, I could do something there. But it gets pretty good coverage. It hits most things it needs to, like barring Steel types really, but I can carry like a Hidden Power for that, or a U-turn really, so that's fine. And I can pressure Steel types. I have Medi, I have Garchomp, I have Marowak. I'm okay with pressuring Steel types on this team. So, but yeah, that's the team: Articuno, Tangela, Floatzel, Medi, Umbreon, pretty much Marowak, not really Diggersby. Klefki, Reinkless, Heatran, Thundurus, and Garchomp, Z Floatzel. I like this team. I feel like it has so much offense, also having good bulk with fat stuff like Heatran, Reuni, Articuno, Klefki, Umbreon's so fat, Tangela. I feel like I have a good amount of bulk, having a good amount of offense, and still have some speed, some hazards. I don't have too much priority, but I do have a bit and have enough, I guess. It's still, I feel like, a really good team, and I'm really excited to use this team. The uploads are not mandatory, so I'm not sure. Like, there's no specific upload date. There's like an upload day we have to upload by to get like the points for how this system works. But I'm not certain what day I'm gonna upload. Like that day, that like deadline day is Friday, and I don't want to upload this and Major PL on the same day. So I might do Thursdays for these. I might actually get this up on this Thursday. Not sure when this is going up, but you guys will know when it is. You'll see when it's up. But next week, or whenever week 1 goes up, I will be playing L5, coach of the Oakland Rose Raiders, who is someone that I played twice last season. I did beat him twice last season. Both were really close, though. I also did play him in the March Madness bracket this year, this round, season. This year is the right word there. And I did lose to him there. That's in the Elite 8, and he actually did win the whole thing, so he is definitely pretty good at Pokemon. I'm 2-1 versus him overall, and hoping to make that 3-1 after I play him for week 1 of this season, and I'm excited. I'll see you guys at that battle in Battle Week.